Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. What can we say? Big Champions League nights, under the lights, in the rain at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 3, Bayern Munich 0, first leg quarter-final. Some people have been doubting us. Some people saying Bayern Munich, the heritage, the mentality, the big German machine was coming to town. People just don't want to know what's going on at Man City at the minute. People don't want to listen. You know, I've been telling them for weeks. We've got our rhythm back. The players have got their mojo back. The players are kicking into trophy mode. There's a spirit amongst this team and the supporters at the minute that people just don't understand. You know, they don't get it. And what's going on at the Etihad Champions League nights is special. Very, very special. And I said it a few weeks ago, there's more memorable nights to be had at this stadium. Big, big nights. And last night was one of the biggest. Champions League quarter-final. Bayern Munich. Yeah. Made to look like amateurs. Good side. Powerful side. Pacey side. Dealt with. The only way I can say they were dealt with is efficient. We did the job. We rid our luck a little bit sometimes, but we put them to the sword. And one thing about last night's performance, which I've been saying, is we don't let teams off the hook anymore. Last season in the Champions League, we left the door open for Real Madrid. We should have buried them. Gabriel Jesus, missing chances. Sterling, missing chances. Chances we should have put away. We should have gone to the Bernabeu at least 3 goals up, but we didn't. We let the door open a bit. They came in. We went out. I said all week we need to go to Germany with a lead. We need something. And last night, the team, the fans, Pep, everyone turned up. It was unbelievable. Got to the ground early for the coach welcome. Still a lot of lads and ladies hanging about, ready for the coach. A lot of flares going off, smoke bombs. The rain was horrendous. So I can't blame a lot of the lads and the guys staying in the boozer because it was just a joke. Manchester rain had turned up. The bus came in, great reception. Like I said, flares, smoke bombs, a lot of people singing. Haaland obviously getting his big welcome coming off. He's a superstar. Got in the stadium, buzz about the place, bit of a queue getting in, real buzz around the concourse. You could sense it was a special night was brewing. Did a competition on my Southampton reaction. I said the first person that comes up to me at the bar and says chicken balti pie will get a chicken balti pie and 2 pints. Well, as soon as I walked through the door, I had me hood up, I was hiding, and some guy came flying out of nowhere. Big Steve, chicken balti pie, fair play. So we had a chicken balti pie, 2 pints on Big Steve before the game. It was on my story on Instagram, so check it out. It was good fun. But yeah, he got a couple of beers and a chicken balti pie, and his team beat Bayern Munich. So what more does the lad want? You know what I mean? What more does the lad want? But listen, people, the lineup came out. There was no real surprise. I think Riyad Mahrez was sacrificed because of Bernardo Silva's energy. And, you know, how well did Bernardo play yesterday? You know, he was frightening. Alphonso Davies is so powerful and pacey. But Bernardo Silva had him on strings. He was nutmegging him. He was twisting him and out. He was making him commit tackles. He was flicking it past him. He just had a bad night, Alphonso Davies. And when you've got Bernardo Silva on that side, he knew he couldn't go bombing forward because Bernardo was equally as effective. So Bernardo needed a special mention for me. I thought it was brilliant. I thought John Stones, the king of the north, midfield again, coming in there, knocking it around, not wasting the ball, keeping it moving, not doing anything too daft. Then when we were under pressure, slotting back into that back four, you know, covering. Thought Jack Grealish, defensive work last night was brilliant. Getting back into midfield, working hard. I think every player on that pitch yesterday literally ran the socks off. I'd love to see the stats because they were all getting back in numbers. They were defending well. We were attacking in numbers. It was a really, really ruthless and confident display. I thought we didn't do anything stupid. We didn't overload on the flanks and get caught up the pitch because we knew Bayern had pace. I thought we just played the perfect game. Couple of chances early on in the first half. I think Haaland scuffed one. Well, he didn't scuff it. He snatched it, a little shot. One where Haaland ran the goalkeeper down, ricocheted off Haaland, that could have gone in. And then you're looking for something memorable on these Champions League nights, something to separate us from them. You know, Bayern had a couple of chances, huffing and puffing. I thought Leroy, Sane for them was brilliant. You know, I'm going to touch on Leroy later. And I thought Bayern kept the ball well. And it's very, very rare a team comes to the Etihad and has more possession than us. But in that game, we could afford to let them have possession because we wasn't forcing the possession. Let them play with the ball, defend well. But what we needed to do is when we got the ball, we needed to be ruthless. Rodri, you know, best defensive midfielder in Europe for me. Goes about his business quietly, efficiently. Gets the ball 25 yards, jigs it inside, has a look up and curls it right in the top corner. What a goal. What a goal that was. He went mental. Sliding on his knees. The crowd was up. The South Stand was bouncing. Everyone was on it. You know what I mean? 1-0 against Bayern Munich. Perfect. Perfect. Ederson. Big shout to Ederson. Couple of nice saves from him. Kept it nice and simple. Gets a lot of shit off certain sections of our fan base. Twitter and all that. Nonsense. Guy's great goalkeeper. And, you know, that save early in the second half proved, you know, how we need him. So we go in at half-time. We're winning 1-0. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. But I just thought they were there for the taking. I thought the way we were playing, we were creating chances, but we were also defending well. We wasn't sacrificing it or going bomb forward, getting caught out at the back. I thought the tactics were good. I don't think they got a grip in the midfield. I think John Stones going in there threw a bit of a spanner in the works. I felt like Nathan Ake worked so hard. Ruben Diaz is a breath of fresh air. Akanji, you know, Akanji, 15 million quid. Look at the guy, the way he's playing. Him and Ruben linking up so well. Soon as John Stones goes in midfield, Akanji drops into that free, knows where he's got to be. You know, he got forward a few times as well, creating things. So Akanji, for me, again, he's got to get a special mention. Second half starts, early save by Ederson. We keep on moving it about, doing really, really well. And then the second goal, yeah, Erling Haaland, great look up, you know, usually snatches it. Erling looks at the goal only, sees Bernardo Silva running in the back post, great assist, knocks it over the top. Bernardo runs in, bang, fucking have that, 2-0. Place is mad then. Place is mad. We're 2-0 against Bayern Munich. We're in dreamland, yeah? We're not looking like conceding. And Bayern were on the rocks. They had no answer to it. Tommy tapping Tuchel on the touchline, yeah? He's not my greatest friend. You know, I've said some things about him in the past that I believe have proved right. I don't think he had the answers to Man City. I think Pep Guardiola got his number. Now, after that Champions League final, I don't think he's ever going to let that go again. So he was looking around. He tried to freshen it up. He brought Mane on and Muller and that, but nah, City was on it. It was a Champions League heritage performance by Man City. They say you haven't got the history and you haven't got the heritage and all that. We're creating it. Have you seen the record at the Etihad Stadium? The wins we're doing. So we're creating our own heritage. We're creating our own history. We're creating our own special moments. So don't talk about, you know, you've got none of this and you've got none of that, because, not being funny, our most recent history in the last 10, 11 years is better than some of these so-called elite clubs' 100-year history. So it is what it is. But listen, I was there last night with the boys, you know, all that stadium with all my blue brothers and sisters watching Man City destroy Bayern Munich. Yeah, 3-0. So what gets better than that? What gets better than that? The last round, 7 against Leipzig. Yeah, 6 against Burnley, 4 against Liverpool, 4 against Southampton, 3 against Bayern Munich. The rhythm is kicking into gear. And last night, like I say, for me, I thought Bernardo Silva was man of the match, but I could have given it to one of 8, 9 players. I thought Bernardo didn't stop. I thought his defensive work as well, getting back, was brilliant, so important. So we're 2-0 up. I'm saying to the lad next to me, I'm saying, Dreamland here, go to Bayern Munich 2-0 up, I'm taking it. But I'd rather be 3-0 up. Literally, just as I said it, you know, cross comes in, John Stones, King of the North, rises, edit, bang across goal, Erling. Erling Haaland last night worked hard. You know, they've got 2 big lads there. Upamecano, De Ligt. Upamecano didn't fancy it. Haaland's had him for dinner a few times. And anyone that's seen Upamecano, he's a big unit. But when you see him next to Erling Haaland, you realise how big Haaland is. And Haaland loved it last night. He knew he was going to get the chance. He was sniffing all game. He got his chance. And he's broke the record. Most goals in a Premier League season in all competitions. 45. 45 goals. Yeah? And you got people saying he won't get 15. I tell you, people are crazy. Some of the shit they come out with. 45 goals. Erling Braut Haaland. Unbelievable. So we're 3-0 up against Bayern. Then you're thinking, is typical City going to kick in? Are we going to concede something daft? Are we going to let them back in like we did Real Madrid? No. Different animal. Seen the game out. Knocked it around. Jack Grealish won us a few fouls. Kept it going. Got the job done. Man City 3, Bayern Munich 0. Now, I'll tell you what. The game, the performance, everything about the crowd, the South Stand, all the boys, everyone getting behind the coach, everyone turning up. Unbelievable. This real togetherness in the club at the minute, on and off the pitch. Everyone's doing the job. Pep's doing his job. The team's doing their job, and the fans are doing their job. It's took a lot this last few weeks for a lot of fans to find the money. Champions League, league games, Southampton, FA Cup semi-finals. It's expensive. You know, it's one of the downfalls of watching a successful team. When you get to the later stages in these rounds, it costs money. So listen, every one of you, if you couldn't afford it or you couldn't afford it or you watched it on the telly or you didn't go to the game, doesn't matter. We're all together. Manchester City Football Club. That football club there, that badge means the world to all of us. And we're on the march at the minute. I came out the game, I'm driving home, I'm listening to TalkSport. They're going mad, oh, City's going to win the treble, this, that and the other. Forget all that treble nonsense. We don't talk about that shit. We're taking every game as it comes. We're moving slowly, every game as it comes. That's all we need to think about. Don't get dragged into this press nonsense. Liverpool got dragged into that last year, the quad and all that crap, and they ended up with 2, which is a good season, but they got slated for it. We're doing our job. We've got a really tough 50-50 fight in the Premier League with Arsenal. Yeah, we're back in that. We've got Sheffield United, who's going to have the games of their lives in the semi-final. They've got everything to gain and nothing to lose. We've got to be on it, that. And we've got Bayern Munich away, and we're going to Germany with a 3-0 lead. We're in Dreamland. We're in Dreamland Blues. We've got to get the job done. Couple of mentions last night. Joao Cancelo. Yeah, booed. Not bothered by that. I'm not bothered by that. If he'd have gone to Bayern Munich, kept his nut down, yeah, said nothing, done his thing at Bayern Munich, there's a way back for him at Man City. But I'm not being funny. Since he's left, the harmony in the squad has gone up. Nathan Ake has literally turned into a complete different player. Jack Grealish has improved because he's not got Cancelo up his arse trying to do the same job. And at the end of the day, he came out and said nonsense like Tuchel lost me the Champions League. I hope he wins it for me this year. So we know where, and I get you playing for Bayern Munich, but, you know, you sort of nailing your colours to the mast there, where for me, if I'm on loan and I don't know whether I'm coming back to Man City, I'd keep my mouth shut. So he got booed. He's a sensitive guy. He's obviously, you know, so hard to manage. Bayern Munich don't fancy him. City definitely don't fancy him. He's got no future at the club. We don't need him. You know, we thank him for what he did in the past, but we don't need him. I don't care he got booed. So what? He didn't come over and clap the fans. He didn't do anything like that. He just got booed and just went to the Bayern fans. So it is what it is. He's made a rod for his own back, and there's no love lost there. I don't think any of the players are asked about him anyway. And then Leroy Sane, what a player, what a guy, what a big part of Man City's history. You know, should never have left at the time. Obviously got itchy feet, wanted to go to Bayern, which is fine. You know, it's not working out for him there. He's had a relatively good season. I think he scored 13 goals, but, you know, he's not happy there. Would I take Leroy back? Yes, of course we would. I think anyone would. But that's down to the manager. But listen, he was dangerous last night, but we kept hold of him well. We contained him. We frustrated him, and we got the job done. So listen, Blues, Man City 3, Bayern Munich 0. Dreamland this morning. Woke up with a spring in my step. Been busy as anything. Thought I'd jump on, do a preview. I'd like to thank all the fans that came up to me last night. Met loads of new people. Had loads of pictures. Had a great chat about the game and what's coming up. And no, it was really good. I enjoyed it. And them Champions League nights, they just hit different. They hit different. I got home. I rewatched the game again. I always do that because there's things I miss. And listen, it was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I can't ask for any more. There's a few of us getting on that plane Tuesday morning, Stansted, with a little smile on our faces. The heart can rest a little bit. We can go to Germany. We can relax a little bit, and we can just focus on getting the job done. Yeah, getting over there with a win, 3-0 in the bank, keeping it tight. Is Bayern Munich going to throw the kitchen sink at us? 100%. Do I think that we're not going to score in Germany? No chance. We're scoring. This team is insane. The way we're playing the best I've seen for a long time. But listen, Blues, we're going on to Germany. We're going on to Leicester at weekend. New manager for Leicester. I'm going to do a preview about Leicester end of the week. But what a week it's been. You know, Southampton, moving on to Bayern, moving on to Leicester, then Bayern, then the semi-final. You know, if you can't be excited at the minute, Blues, about this football club and what we're doing, then we shouldn't be here. We're all in dreamland. Keep getting behind the club. You know, don't fall into these media traps of trebles and bullshit and Arsenal's coming and all that. Keep doing your shark emojis because it's pissing everybody right off. And at the end of the day, we're Man City, Super City from Main Road, 3-0 up against Bayern Munich going into the quarter-final second leg. Doesn't get better than this. Where's Peter Swales when you need him, yeah? Where's Peter Swales now? I want to get a Peter Swales flag saying Champions of Europe. That's my dream in life. Peter Swales with a brother sewing machine and a fucking Champions of Europe. I'm done. Completed it then. Completed it. But listen, Blues, it's been great. Good little preview. 18 minutes long, not too long. Don't want to bore the shit out of you. I want to thank everyone that subscribed to my channel. Got a big influx of subscribers this week. I'd like to thank everyone that supports me, shares my stuff on City pages on Facebook, because I don't do any of that, but I really appreciate it. And listen, we're all together. Whether you live in India, Taiwan, China, Longsight, Cheetah Mill, Stockport, Beijing, Moston, Cheetah Mill, Wivenshaw, anywhere, as long as you love that badge, yeah? As long as you love that badge, we're all together, yeah? And the rest of the world are looking at us with envious eyes. So go into work with a spring in your step. Go into school with a spring in your step. Go to college with a spring in your step. Because Manchester City Football Club ain't fucking giving anything up. Come on, City.